Hi everyone, I'm Mithun from BIM Channel Project Management Services, headquartered at Dubai, UAE. So I am working as a BIM manager and I'm co-founder of this organization. And we are keenly focusing more on BIM-based operations and executions in the projects, in various projects, especially in Middle East as well as all over the world as well. So today, our main point of concern or point of discussion, what we are expecting is to understand the standardized approach, what you have to focus in BIM or when you're executing the BIM projects, what all approaches or how you have to approach the BIM in a standard way. That is what even my point, which I am trying to share from my experiences to you. And I would like to get more from your side so that we can make it more productive. So let us go to the presentation step by step. So before going to the content, I would like to hear or I would like to share with you a quick agenda about what I am going to speak. And then here I'll be starting with general BIM process, which you all might be knowing, and we are all aware about what is the general process, just to make a heads up about what is the process basically. And then second thing is focusing on BIM standards, what all you have to be focused up while you are executing the strategy and executing all these things. And the third one is the what are the standard BIM approaches you have to be more about aware when you are doing certain kind of activities. That is what even the major agenda, what I am expecting to speak here in front of you. And before me starting, I would like to express my gratitude to my directors, Mr. Shiju Anthony and Mr. Shins Anthony from UIT Group, as well as our director of BIM channel. And along with them, I would like to express my sincere thanks to BIM Coordinate Summit team, including Emma, Ralph, Audrey, and Ken. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to have a kind of presentation here in front of you all, and wishing everyone a great success in the journey of BIM and good luck. So hopefully let us continue or come to the point which we are going to discuss. So, as you know, when we initiate or when we are talking something about the BIM progress or BIM approach, you have to understand what is the basic process, what BIM is expecting. And from the screen, you can understand that, or it's clearly specified that design, build, operate, and integrate. These are the four major stages through which the BIM is going, and all the BIM professionals need to go through these all phases during their journey in any kind of BIM project. So, as a BIM professional, regardless if it is a BIM manager, or BIM coordinator, or a BIM modeler, or whoever it may be, if you have a kind of understanding or kind of clarity about what these stages are, then that will make a big change in your journey in the BIM life cycle. That's what even I have to say. And now, when you are going about understanding about the BIM standards, when we search or when we go ahead in the industry about understanding what are the BIM standards and how to execute these kind of BIM standards in our projects, you can see very, very, very wide resources which you have to be focusing on. And among that, I have taken few standards which you all are familiar, I think, just to share some kind of heads up on each and every standards what I wish to what you call share with you as an important point, which includes including UK level 1 BIM standards 9001, and even you can go for level 2 1192 series, and even CIC protocols and classification, DPOW, and all those things under level 2, and you can go for level 3 standards like 8541 series and 12006, and all those things are the major standards. So what you have to understand as a BIM manager or a BIM professional, whoever it may be, because this is very important inputs what will definitely help you to do your task in an effective way. So if the resources are too much, that will make us more confused or more what do you call reluctant to pick which is the best one. So what I suggest is that if you go for a kind of quick overview, you can focus on these standards, which is considered as the major standards which you have to go with. And I am not going to explain anything related to these standards. This is just a heads up or just an insight on what are the BIM standards you have to be at least you have to pick up when you are executing such a kind of projects. But our major ideologies behind today's discussion is that what is the standard approach apart from the BIM standards you have to take up? Because whatever you have seen in my previous slide all and this slide as well, these all are the standard documents or guidelines what you have to do or what you have to take up when you are doing your project. But when it comes with an execution phase, you have to focus some important points which I have mentioned here. This is only some. That's why I'm clearly highlighting that these are some of the points only which I felt much important. So let us go to these kind of approaches one by one so that we can get little more clarity and understanding and an idea about what the things comes up. So if you go for the first thing, what I feel important is about ensuring the interoperability at the best level. So you all are familiar with interoperability. This is one of the biggest point where we or the BIM people are getting stuck, especially in one of our previous project also we had faced many challenges taking up this interoperability because many of the stakeholders engaged in the projects, they were not even ready or they were not even contracted for executing some kind of projects in various software. So they will be doing their part in another one, and then we have to bring them into our BIM environment and then make sure the task and the operations in a better way. That's what even making big challenges to the BIM people, as well as it is delaying the projects as well. So when we are going to execute a project, what I personally suggest is that interoperability operations or interoperability need to be maintained at a best level so that these each and every consultants or each and every people who are engaged in this task, they are having proper focus on how to inter relate or intertake or all these kind of operations or different kind of models at one particular common space. And definitely you have to focus, or we know that there is an industry foundation class format is available where you can, it's kind of an open BIM standards that can be also kind of important point which will help you to make this point very clear for you in order to execute interoperability in a best way. This is one of the point what I felt very important. And second thing is about improved collaboration. So when you are talking about collaboration, multiple stakeholders, different stakeholders are bringing or coming one after the other or together in order to make their task much more smoother and in an efficient way. So if you can see from the slide, it's pretty much clear that general contractor, the client, architect, engineers, project managers, suppliers, facility managers, subcontractors, so whoever is engaged in this kind of project, they need to speak same language and they need to speak at the same place. So what is their benefit? Everyone can understand each other very clearly, and even the motive is very clear and motive is understandable by every people in the project. That's what even you have to focus more. You have different common data environments or BIM collaboration platforms available there. So what I suggest is that before initiating the project, all the stakeholders, each and every stakeholders need to have a clarity on what BIM collaboration platform you are executing or you are taking up there. So that's what even my point, I would like to highlight that collaboration or the proper collaboration platform as well as the operation is very important in this kind of approach. Then you can minimize many delays or issues in the project. E- you see that including giving the access, giving the permission, and controlling the activity of each stakeholders. Everything is involved in this particular area. That's what I was trying to say to you about the importance of improved collaboration in a standard BIM approach. Then, if you go for another phase, you have to understand how much quality your model has, or the data quality as well as the accuracy. What you maintain in your model is very important. Why? Because even when you are sharing your model to the client, or even the client is reviewing the model, why we are using all these BIM or all these digitally advanced approaches, because in order to make the entire operation much more smoother way, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that when the data or deliverables what you are providing is not at a proper quality level, you cannot get the result from there, is it? Because even if your quality, if your deliverables are not as per proper standards, you are not getting proper quality, or proper accuracy is not available, or not receivable from the result what you get. And because of that, you or the client will be facing too many issues in terms of money as well as time. So that's what very important. You have to maintain high data quality as well as accuracy. So for this particular point, I just wanted to highlight that every members of your project must be aware about what is the common intent, what the client is expecting on this kind of BIM standards. And second thing, what you have to understand is about the increased efficiency and productivity. Why? Because even say, for example, there are different APIs available, different automated systems are available, and different programs are available. So scripts are available in order to make your thing or make your activities in a more effective way. So what I suggest is that if the people who are engaged in this kind of BIM operations are aware about all these kind of additional approaches, which includes APIs or even programming scripts or even different kind of additional things, like plugins or many things are there. So if your team is aware about or team is fit with these kind of activities, you can even increase the productivity in such a way that that will create a kind of big profit or a big result to your client as well as to your company as an organization. So that is again another important part you have to keep in mind so far as a BIM professional is concerned. It's about to increase the efficiency and productivity. And now this is very important point which I highlighted there as effective risk management. So risks come to our project in different ways. That can be because if the client is changing the design, you might have already developed all your models or all your BIM deliverables in a different way or in a perfect way so far as the current scenario. But deliberately, your client is telling to have a design change over there. So what you have to do, your team has to redesign or restructure the entire model in order to make it more effective. So in that moment, if your team is not capable of doing some kind of smart tactics in order to solve this risk, you will be in a big trouble. So that's what I'm telling. As a BIM manager or as a BIM lead of your organization, you are the person who should have a kind of clear vision about how you can manage the risk. Say, for example, a proper mitigation strategy need to be there at your fingertips in order to solve all those kind of issues. That can be including, see, first one point I told us design change. Second thing we can say, like if there is a kind of people is what do you call resigning from your organization, so you need to give proper awareness to the new team or new team member. And even if some kind of consultant or sub consultant is getting out or getting rid of the project because of their many different activities, you have to make a kind of things that the system is going in a smooth way. So that's what even it's a kind of management skill as well. So this risk management is one of the main thing which will make your project in a better level compared to your normal approach. So that's what even you as a BIM manager must have in terms of standard BIM approach, effective risk management. And then finally what you have to do is, if you are representing an organization or if you're representing some particular discipline, facilitated knowledge transfer and training is mandatory. Because whatever we have discussed in the last year is nothing in this year. Nothing in this year means in this year the current scenario or the trend has been changed a lot. So what you have to do as an organization, you have to give proper training or proper knowledge transfer to your team members in order to make sure they are fit enough to handle or tackle any kind of project complications or project complexities in their journey. That is very very important. So for that one, you can find different training institutes are there, and different people who skilled people are there in the industry. So proper or periodic training is required to be shared to your team members in order to execute all their operations in an efficient way. So that's what I wanted to highlight. The facilitated knowledge transfer as well as training is mandatory for a standard BIM approach. So what I would like to suggest is that when you are going back to the overall conclusion about the standard BIM approach, interoperability, improved collaboration, high data quality and accuracy, increased efficiency and productivity, effective risk management, consistency across the project, facilitated knowledge transfer and training. These are the most important part. And in this point, if you can say the second last point is called as consistency across the project. So whatever we have discussed as the standard BIM approach need to be consistent throughout the project until the handing over or even after the handing over, when the facility management team is coming into the road also, they should also have a kind of proper feasibility or accessibility to your BIM models or BIM approach in order to make the functionality of the building or of that particular premises in an effective way. This is regardless of infrastructural BIM or the vertical BIM. It depends upon which area you are focusing on. So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Hope this was an insight to everyone about the challenges or about the approaches what you have to focus when you are having your BIM project at your organization. And thank you so much again for listening to me, and wishing you all a great journey in future in the BIM side, and wish you a big success in all your project. And good luck to all of you. And thank you once again. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you so much.